Right now, 3 different federal payment rules are about to hit Canadian seniors' bank accounts this August, and one of them comes with a brand new benefit name that most people have never even heard before. Curious? Before we get into it, if you find this channel helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It genuinely motivates us to keep bringing you accurate, up-to-date pension and benefit information every single week. Sincere? Now, let's talk about what's happening this month because there's a lot to unpack, and some of it could change how much money shows up in your account. Excited? If you receive CPP, OAS, or the grocery rebate, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through the exact payment date, the new dollar amounts, and a brand new benefit that's replacing something you've been receiving for years. Welcome back to Smart Retirement, where every week we break down exactly what's changing with your government benefits in plain, simple language. Let's start with the date everyone wants to know. Your Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security payments are both confirmed for Thursday, August 27th, 2026. This applies whether you're receiving CPP retirement, CPP disability, survivor benefits, or old age security. If you have direct deposit set up, your money should appear in your account that morning. If you're still receiving a paper check, it may take a few extra days to arrive by mail. Here's something interesting many seniors don't realize. CPP and OAS are paid on the third to last business day of each month, which is why the exact date shifts around from month to month instead of staying fixed. That's why August lands on the 27th, while other months land on the 28th or 29th. Now, here's the part that makes this particular payment period special. It's not just a regular monthly deposit. This is the first full month where several major annual pension changes settle in. Let me break down the numbers because this is where it gets good. Old Age Security recently increased by 1.2% for this quarter, marking the largest quarterly bump of the entire year. What does that mean in real dollars? The maximum OAS payment for seniors aged 65 to 74 stands at approximately $750, 1.97 per month. For seniors 75 and older, the maximum climbs to roughly $827.17 per month. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That doesn't sound like a massive jump, and you're right, it's modest. But here's why it matters more than the number suggests. We are now in the second month of the new annual benefit cycle that triggered the recalculation of the Guaranteed Income Supplement GIS, the allowance, and the allowance for the survivor. These 3 benefits don't just adjust with inflation like OAS does every quarter. They get a full annual reset based on your completed 2025 tax return. So, if your income changed in 2025, maybe you stopped working, sold an investment, or started drawing more from your RIF. Your GIS amount shifted starting with your recent payments. It could go up or down depending entirely on what your 2025 tax return shows. This is exactly why filing your taxes on time matters so much, even if you think you don't owe anything. Service Canada uses that return to calculate what you're entitled to receive all the way through next June. Now, here's a curious little fact most people miss completely. If your current monthly deposits look different from what you were getting earlier this spring, there are really only 3 possible reasons: the quarterly OAS rate increase, the annual GIS reset based on your 2025 income, or an adjustment to the OAS recovery tax, sometimes called the clawback. Speaking of the clawback, let me touch on that briefly because it affects more seniors than you might think. For the current 2026 to 2027 payment year, the OAS recovery tax begins when your individual net income rises above $93,454. For every dollar you earn above that line, your OAS gets reduced by 15 cents. If your income climbs high enough, that reduction can eventually bring your OAS all the way down to 0. If you're close to that threshold, it may be worth having a conversation with a tax professional about how you're withdrawing from your RIF or other accounts. Even small adjustments to timing can sometimes make a real difference. Now, let's move to something completely new, something many of you have been asking us about. There's a benefit that officially changed its name, and if you don't know about it, you might be confused when you check your CRA account or bank statements. For years, you've received something called the GST or HST credit. That name is officially gone. It has been renamed the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, or CGEB. Now, don't worry. The eligibility rules, the payment calculation, and the overall structure remain the same as they were under the old GST credit name. If you qualified before, you keep qualifying now, but under its new name and at a higher amount. Here's where it gets genuinely good news. Along with the name change, there is a 25% permanent increase to the benefit amount, and that increase is locked in for 5 full years, running through 2031. Keep in mind that while the first new payment rolled out in July, these payments are paid quarterly, meaning your next CGEB deposit arrives in October. But back in the spring, many of you also received a separate one-time bonus payment. That top-up was designed to raise what a family of 4 received up to $1,890 for the year, and it raised what a single individual received up to $950. Let me give you a concrete example. A single senior with a net income of $25,000 received a one-time top-up of $267 back in the spring, plus an ongoing annual increase of $136 for this benefit year. Added together, that's a total increase of $402 on top of what they were previously receiving. For a senior living on a modest fixed income, this adds up to genuine support for groceries and everyday essentials. Now, here's a question we get constantly in the comments. Do you need to apply for this Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit? The answer, thankfully, is no. The rebate is sent to you automatically by the Canada Revenue Agency based on your 2025 tax return. There's no separate application required. The only thing you truly need to do is make sure your taxes are processed. Let me pause here for a moment because I want to make sure this sinks in. Multiple government supports are converging right now. Your upcoming CPP and OAS payment on August 27th, the ongoing updated GIS allowance rates, and the newly increased grocery and essentials benefit structure. If you rely on these programs, take 10 minutes this week to check your online Service Canada and CRA accounts. Confirm your direct deposit information is correct, make sure your mailing address is up to date, and verify that your 2025 tax return has been fully processed. I've heard from viewers who missed out on a benefit increase simply because of outdated banking information after switching banks. Don't let a small paperwork issue cost you money you're entitled to. One more thing worth mentioning, since I know many of you plan your monthly budgets carefully around these dates. Looking ahead to later in the year, remember there is no 13th or bonus payment coming in December. Instead, the December deposit simply moves earlier, landing around December 22nd, which creates the longest gap of the year, roughly 5 weeks, before the next payment arrives in late January. Setting that longer gap aside mentally now ensures it won't catch you off guard later on. I also want to gently remind you that while I always aim to bring you the most accurate and current information available, this channel is an independent educational resource. We are not affiliated with the Government of Canada or Service Canada. For your specific situation, exact payment amount, or questions about personal eligibility, please always confirm directly with Service Canada or the CRA. So, to sum up everything we covered today, your next major CPP and OAS payment lands on Thursday, August 27th, 2026. OAS maximums sit at $750, 1.97 for those 65 to 74, and $827.17 for those 75 and older. Your GIS and allowance rates are fully updated based on your 2025 taxes, and the newly renamed Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit carries a 25% boost that lasts for the next 5 years. I know that's a lot of information for one video, which is exactly why I break these updates down for you every week, so you never have to dig through confusing government websites on your own. If this video helped clarify things for you, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps other Canadian seniors find this channel. And if you have a question about your own payment, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one and try to answer as many as I can. Next week, we're going to dig into something a lot of you have been asking about, how your CPP contributions are actually invested, and what that means for the long-term health of your pension. I promise to make it simple and clear. Until then, take care of yourselves, keep an eye out for that August 27th deposit, and I'll see you right here on Smart Retirement very soon.